Brothers and sisters, friends and seekers of truth, have you ever felt truly alone? Have you ever stood at a crossroads in your life with the shadows of doubt and anxiety closing in and felt that no one truly understands the weight on your heart? In a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain, we look for anchors. We seek friends in crowded rooms, validation in the eyes of others, and security in the things we can hold. But human friendship, as beautiful as it is, can be fleeting. Promises can be broken, loyalty can waver, and people, being human, will sometimes let us down. But what if I told you that there is a friendship so profound, so unwavering, and so complete that it can redefine your entire existence? This is not the friendship of convenience or shared interest. This is the ultimate friendship, the friendship with the Creator of the heavens and the earth. Allah is my true friend. And that is why I have no fear. The longing for a true, unwavering connection is perhaps one of the most fundamental yearnings of the human soul. From our earliest playground friendships to the complex alliances of adulthood, we are in a constant, often quiet, search for someone who truly sees us, who understands the unspoken chapters of our story, and who remains steadfast not because of what we can offer, but simply because of who we are. This search, however, is often met with the fragile nature of human relationships. We have all felt the sting of a promise broken, the chill of a loyalty that proved conditional, or the hollow echo of a conversation where we felt profoundly misunderstood, even in a crowded room. These are not necessarily failures of character, but rather reflections of a simple truth. Every human heart carries its own burdens, its own limitations, and its own perspective. Even the most well-intentioned friend or partner cannot be with us in the solitary confinement of our darkest thoughts at 3 in the morning. They cannot feel the precise weight of our anxiety or the specific texture of our grief. This inherent gap in human understanding is not a curse. It is the space where a deeper, more profound need is revealed. It is the void that cries out for a connection that is not limited by time, space, or human capacity. This is where the concept of divine friendship transforms from a theological idea into a living, breathing reality, the ultimate security. To declare that Allah is your true friend is to tap into a source of support that is categorically different from anything the world can provide. It is to move from a foundation of shifting sand to one of unshakable bedrock. Consider the nature of a perfect friend. A perfect friend knows you completely, loves you unconditionally, and is eternally present. Humanly, this is an impossible standard, but with Allah, it is His very nature. He is As-al-Wadud, the loving, As-al-Samiz, the all-hearing, Has-al-Basir, the all-seeing, As-al-Alim, the all-knowing. When you internalize this, the very experience of loneliness is redefined. You are never, in any literal sense, alone. The friend is there in the silence of your empty room, on the long solitary drive home, in the hospital waiting room, and in the moment of your most private humiliation or triumph. He hears the words you cannot form on your lips and understands the ache in your heart that you cannot even explain to yourself. This constant, encompassing awareness is the antithesis of abandonment. This friendship offers a security that is not dependent on your performance. In the world, our value is often transactional. We are loved when we are successful, pleasant, useful, or attractive. But what happens when you fail? When you are grumpy, when you have nothing to give, when you feel broken and unlovable? The human world often withdraws. But the divine friend's love is rooted in As-Rahman and As-Rahims, the universally merciful and the particularly merciful. His commitment to you is not a response to your goodness. It is an expression of His goodness. You are His creation, and His love for you is an inherent part of that relationship. This means you can come to Him in your most shattered state, with your most regrettable mistakes, and the door is never locked. You do not have to get yourself together before you approach Him. You can come as you are with all your flaws and fears and find not a judge waiting to condemn, but a friend waiting to embrace, forgive, and heal. This creates a psychological safety that is utterly liberating. You can be authentically you without pretense because the one whose opinion matters most already knows every hidden part and loves you with a mercy that transcends human comprehension. Furthermore, this friendship provides a security that is proactive, not just reactive. A human friend can offer a shoulder to cry on after the disaster has struck, but the divine friend is Azaz al-Wakil, the ultimate trustee. You can hand over the anxieties of the future to him before they even materialize. The fear of what might happen tomorrow, the worry about a provision, the anxiety over a loved one's well-being, these can all be placed in the hands of a friend who is not only willing, but entirely capable of managing them. This is the essence of Vairas to Waqaf, a trust that is active and operational. It is not a passive hope. It is a conscious decision to do your part and then entrust the outcome to the most wise and powerful. When you truly believe that your best friend is in control of the entire universe, the frantic need to control every detail of your own life begins to dissipate. You are freed from the tyranny of what if. The what if is now in the care of your al-Walid, your protecting friend. This security also manifests as a constant source of strength. A human friend can offer encouraging words, but the divine friend infuses your very spirit with a tranquility, a sakina, that defies circumstance. It is a peace that is not contingent on external events being peaceful. It is a calm that descends upon the heart in the midst of the storm, a quiet confidence that because your friend is the Lord of the worlds, no problem is too great, no enemy is too powerful, and no night is too dark. This is the security that allowed the prophets and the righteous to stand firm in the face of unimaginable pressure. It was not their own power, but the power of the one whose friendship they cherished. When your ally is the Creator, your resources are infinite. Your support system is omnipresent. Your confidant is omniscient. This is the ultimate security, a friendship that answers the soul's deepest cry for a home that cannot be shaken, a love that cannot be lost, and a presence that will never ever leave. Fear is one of the most primal and powerful of human emotions. It is an ancient alarm system wired into our very biology, designed to keep us safe from physical harm. But in the modern world, this system often misfires, triggering not in the face of a predator, but in the face of social rejection, financial uncertainty, or the specter of a future we cannot control. We live in an age of pervasive, low-grade fear. Fear of not being enough, of missing out, of being left behind, of what others think of us. This fear is a tyrant. It contracts our hearts, limits our potential, and convinces us to live small, safe lives within imagined boundaries. It is the voice that whispers, don't try because you might fail, and don't stand out because you might be judged. This emotional state is not merely unpleasant, it is a form of spiritual imprisonment. Yet, the promise of a friendship with Allah offers a key to this prison cell. It does not promise a life devoid of challenges that could rationally inspire fear, but it fundamentally reconfigures our relationship to those challenges. The essence of this transformation lies in a single, profound Arabic word, tawakkul, a concept often translated as trusting God, but which in reality is a dynamic, active, and all-encompassing state of reliant surrender. To understand how this trust eclipses fear, we must first look at the objects of our fear. The fear of the future, for instance, is ultimately a fear of the unknown. We are terrified of the blank pages ahead because we cannot read the script. We are anxious about our provision, our rizq, because we are conditioned to believe it rests solely on our own shaky shoulders, our fragile job, or the volatile economy. But when you internalize that your true friend is Waz al-Qadir, the all-powerful, and Razaq, the ultimate provider, the future is demystified. It is no longer a terrifying abyss, but a domain that is already known and fully under the control of the one who loves you. Your trust, your tawakkul, is the conscious decision to hand over the script you are desperately trying to write and edit yourself. It is to say, I will do my part, I will strive, I will work hard, I will make plans, but the ultimate outcome is not in my hands. It is in the hands of my best friend, whose wisdom is perfect and whose plan for me is perfectly tailored. Even when I cannot see the pattern, This is not passive fatalism, it is an active partnership with the divine. You are the sailor who diligently mends the sails and charts the course, but you trust the ocean itself, the wind and the currents, to the one who created them. The sailor may not know the exact path the ship will take, but he is not afraid of the sea because he trusts in the wisdom of the journey and the power of his navigator. Similarly, the fear of failure is rooted in a distorted sense of identity and outcome. We tie our self-worth to our successes and see our failures as definitive statements on our character. But in the paradigm of divine friendship, every outcome is a form of communication and a means of growth. What the world calls failure is, in this sacred perspective, either a protection from an unseen harm, a redirection towards a better path, or a lesson designed to build your spiritual muscle. Your friend who is Asa al-Hakim, the infinitely wise, would never allow an experience into your life that does not contain a hidden mercy or a crucial purpose. When you truly believe this, the sting of failure is removed. You can strive with all your might, and if the result is not what you desired, you are not crushed. You instead turn to your friend and ask, what is the lesson here? What are you teaching me? Where are you guiding me? This transforms the emotional landscape from one of dread and despair to one of curiosity and trust. The pressure to succeed on the world's terms evaporates, replaced by a deeper desire to succeed in the eyes of your friend through patience, gratitude, and perseverance. Perhaps the most socially debilitating fear is the fear of other people's opinions. This is the fear that polices our speech, our clothing, our dreams, and our authenticity. We become actors on a stage performing for a fickle audience whose approval is as temporary as it is arbitrary. This fear at its core is a form of shirk, a subtle ascribing of partners to God, because we are granting His creation the power that belongs solely to the Creator. We are fearing the creature more than the Creator. When the friendship with Allah becomes your central reality, this fear shatters. Why? Because the only opinion that holds any ultimate, lasting weight is the opinion of your Haz al-Malik, the Sovereign Lord. To fear a human being is to fear a finite, powerless creature. As the Quran powerfully reminds us, so do not fear the people, but fear me. This is a command to transfer our fear from the powerless to the all-powerful. But this fear of God is not a cowering, terrified dread. It is a conscious, filled reverence that guards us from wrongdoing and aligns us with reality. When you live to please only one, you are freed from the tyranny of trying to please thousands. Your audience of many is reduced to an audience of one. This is the ultimate liberation. You can speak your truth where what is modest and pleasing to Him, pursue a path that others may ridicule, and stand for justice even when you stand alone, because your sense of validation, your honor, and your reputation are safe with your true friend. His pleasure is your prize. His disapproval is your only true loss. In the warm, affirming light of this divine regard, the cold, judgmental glances of the world simply lose their power to intimidate or define you. The fog of fear dissipates, and you can finally walk with the unshakable confidence of one who is loved, protected, and guided by the Lord of all that exists,